Hello and welcome. Today on BOI Weekly, it's season 2 of the Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises Clinics. Special Assistant to the President on MSMEs, Office of the Vice President, Mr. Tola Johnson, speaks about the next level plan the federal government has for micro, small and medium enterprises in the country. These include the MSME clinics, the one-stop shop, the National MSME Awards, and the new improved state-of-the-art shared facilities. As the next level MSME clinics roll in a matter of days, we had an exclusive interview with Mr. Johnson, who stressed the Bank of Industry's pivotal contribution to the interventions. I am Kayode Alayande. Welcome to the program.
Starting your business shouldn't be a scare when you have the right support. Support that helps you grow. Support that helps you expand beyond borders. And this support extends to every single person on the value chain, all the way down to the leaders of the next generation. At Bank of Industry, we believe that supporting one is supporting all, with a system set up to provide financial and advisory support for growing and large businesses. Visit any of our offices, website or social media pages to get in on how you can benefit from this today. Bank of Industry, transforming Nigeria's industrial sector.
Barely 3-4 years ago, the federal government launched the MSME clinics. But for some reasons, it appears that some people don't still understand that entire infrastructure and the link between the MSME clinics and the one-stop shops and all of that. I want you to explain to us, use this medium to tell us what that whole exercise is about and what you hope to achieve.
Sometime in January 2017, to be precise, we launched the National MSME Clinics. It was launched in Aba, I think on the 25th and 26th of January 2017. And the essence of the clinics was to go to the SMEs, to have federal government, state government, and federal government parastatals go to the SMEs to say, what are your issues and how can we be a part of resolving those issues? You see, in the past, we've had SMEs looking for federal government, regulatory agencies all about the place. Well, you see, when this government came in, there was a new thinking. Let's do things another way. Why don't we go chasing after these SMEs to find out what their problems are? Let's go granular. So we have a situation where His Excellency was directed by Mr. President to go around the nation, get a pulse from different SMEs across different nations, across the nation, to ask them what their issues are. How can the federal government help? How can the states be of help? How can the federal government, parastatal, regulatory agencies resolve those issues? And that was that was why the MSME clinics were set up. So it was in going around state by state, region by region, and we now realized that, okay, there was a need for the one-stop shop. And now what are the one-stop shops? You see, everyday SMEs have issues with a standard organization of Nigeria. They have issues with CAC. They have issues with BOI. They have issues with NAFDAC, NEPC, NEXIM. So if you're an SME and you wake up, you want to go and see 4 or 5 of these agencies one day, you probably need to stop at 5 different locations. But in its wisdom, we thought, why don't we have a centralized place that will house all these key or core agencies that deal with these SMEs? So that, for instance, if you needed to go to a SUN, you will see a SUN representative there. And you now realize that you still need to do something with BOI. There's a representative of BOI there. There's a representative of NAFDAC there. What we're trying to do is make it easy for SMEs to seamlessly do their businesses and whatever issues that they have, to seamlessly see how those issues can be fixed as well. that also brought up the issue of the shared facilities.
Okay, so what's the big difference between the MSME clinics and the one-stop shop?
The MSME clinics is the bigger picture. It's a little secretariat that goes around picking up issues that SMEs are facing and trying to solve them. You know, if there are 4 or 5 issues that have been scaled up as the major issues for SMEs are facing, the MSME clinics quickly picks those issues up. We either solve it as a committee. I chair the committee. We either solve it as a committee or we scale it up to His Excellency Mr. Vice President, and he probably will request the presence of those that can resolve those issues. So it is the instrument, it is the body that we use in resolving. You see, the MSME clinic consists of the executive president, which is myself on SME, and different parastatals that regulate the affairs of SMEs. They have different directors, SMEs related directors on the board and on the committee. So each agency has about 2 different personalities on the committee, and basically, so we use the clinics to set up the one-stop shop. Now, if you permit me, on the 1st of August, His Excellency announced that we'll be going full blast with the launching of our shared facilities, and these are, you know, the very next level. What this will do for SMEs is that SMEs can walk into a fully equipped facility.
In the first term, that's the first 4 years of this administration, how many states of the Federation were you able to cover? And share the timeline with me. How many more are you going to cover?
Oh yeah, we were able to cover 23 states. 23 states from January 2017 to last year, to up until January this year. We have about 13 more states to go, and we are starting the clinics again. The clinics are starting on the 12th of September in Kebbi State. Kebbi State will be hosting the next set of MSME clinics, and subsequently there's a calendar for other states as well that we have not been to. So the thing is, every state will have an opportunity to host the clinics, and let His Excellency know what the issues are with the SME space within their states, and on that can now request the help of whichever federal government parastatal that regulates that space, and we can help facilitate that.
All right, so you've done this for upward of 3 years,
Yes.
and you've gone around to interact with MSMEs. What, in your view and your experience, your contact with them, have you seen is their biggest concern? And what are you planning to do about it?
Okay, so their biggest concerns, their biggest issues, their biggest problems are, number 1, capacity building. Number 2, access to world-class equipment for some of these SMEs. And thirdly is access to finance at a good structure. Because there's this argument that there's access to finance, but is it at the kind of structure that it should be, really? So those are the 3 most recurring issues that we have experienced as we went around the nation. And very quickly, how are we trying to solve those issues now as a government? What we've done in this wisdom is the issue of capacity building. We are working with NDE and in ITF.
All right, who are those?
Yes, the ITF, that's an industrial training fund, will be helping to train MSMEs on some of those equipment that the federal government is going to be commissioning at the shared facilities. And what ITF also does during the clinics are that during the clinics, if you require capacity building for your staff or your team, you can approach the ITF and they are willing to help train for almost close to nothing. Basically, train your staff, and if it is for instance, if it's a cluster that they have, if it's a cluster that ITF does training, they'll train your staff almost free with that. And then we are working with them seriously on the shared facilities as well. They will be replicating the same thing with the shared facilities. So as we say, for instance, we hypothetically speaking, let's say we have a fashion cluster shared facility. Now, if there are SMEs that are not able to use some of those equipment, basically because some of them will be things that a lot of the MSMEs are probably not used to, but can help their businesses, help their businesses in sense that it can lead to better productivity in their businesses. Now, ITF is willing to help or are able to help to train such MSMEs, basically. Now, for the issue of access to funding, His Excellency set up a little committee that submitted these reports and to look into the issue of funding for SMEs and at the right structure. Now, some of these submissions cannot be achieved almost immediately, but what we have done as a government is the BOI, Bank of Industry, has graciously set up a fund in partnership with the MSME clinics. So whether you've been to the MSME clinics or not, you can quickly access those funds at very lenient terms. For instance, I know you're able to access for up to 5 years, and I know those are single digits, and I know they will give you about a year moratorium before you start paying back. So those are the kind of terms that MSMEs are used to collecting facilities all over the world. So what the BOI has done is to say, you know what, this will not solve the overall problem, but we can put something on the ground that people can start looking at. If this works, hopefully we're hoping that this works, and then we are also speaking with the commercial banks as well to see that, listen, some of the things that you ask these SMEs for, they don't have it. How can how can we replace some of your stringent requirements for something softer or things that they are easily able to access, basically? So that discussion is ongoing. It's a continuous discussion.
Starting your business shouldn't be a scare when you have the right support. Support that helps you grow. Support that helps you expand beyond borders. And this support extends to every single person on the value chain. All the way down to the leaders of the next generation. At Bank of Industry, we believe that supporting one is supporting all, with a system set up to provide financial and advisory support for growing and large businesses. Visit any of our offices, website, or social media pages to get in on how you can benefit from this today. Bank of Industry, transforming Nigeria's industrial sector.
I have followed the MSME clinics, at least in most of the states that you've been to, and the Bank of Industry has been a huge part of that exercise. Can you explain to me, or anyone who's listening, what the impact of the Bank of Industry's contribution to the MSME clinics have been?
Okay, so in answering that, let me quickly say that we have about 14 different federal government partners for the MSME clinics, and every agency plays a peculiar or a unique role. Now for the BOI, what the BOI has been able to do for the clinics is that they now, when we are going for any clinics, they sensitize SMEs ahead of time once they have the calendar of the state we're going to. Now they tell the SMEs, you can come and see if you can at least start the process of your loan collection from there. So you can come in there and apply for your loans. I'm not saying that you get the loans on the spot, but you can initiate the process there. So what that does is that most times when we go for clinics, you see a lot of SMEs in the booths of Bank of Industry. Anywhere where they said, anywhere people are trying to collect money, you see a lot of people there. So you see a lot of people there because BOI comes in there. They come in and they start the process of your loan collection. So they let you know there and there, maybe you qualify for XYZ loan or you might not qualify, basically. And aside from that, the BOI has helped the clinics in the sense that the strategic partnership the clinics and the BOI has, the issue of the funding. BOI has set aside, I said this earlier on, they are set aside a fund from its own pocket. They've set aside a fund and tied it to the MSME clinics. And they've even gone further to say, whether you have been to the clinics or not, if you meet these conditions, you can access these loans, basically speaking. So that's, and some other roles, some other peculiar roles are what the BOI has been able to bring on board, basically.
So what's a shared facility?
Okay, now a shared facility has been introduced by the federal government is one where creative SMEs who go about their businesses daily but do not have the financial capacity to purchase the equipment that will aid their business, that will aid the growth of their business, can walk into a fully equipped facility to use such equipment and pay a token to achieve production. And once you walk into the equipment and you are done with production, the equipment will be certified by federal government agencies that you might need to further, as you know, sometimes after production you might need to go and look for an SON to standardize or a NAFDAC to certify. So all these agencies we are working with, so they are a part of the shared facilities. And another thing we're planning to do is set up a shared facility and right beside the shared facility, set up a one-stop shop. It means that as an SME, you come in for your production and you now realize that you have a regulatory issue. You go to the other side, just right in the same building, to go and sort that out. You see, what this government is trying to do for the regular SMEs is to wake up in the morning, go to your business, do your business, be a law-abiding citizen, and the government will provide you an enabling environment to ensure that you strive to excel in your business.
So you've talked about the shared facility, one-stop shop, and the MSME clinics. So at some point in the course of running the MSME clinics, the federal government introduced the MSME Awards. What inspired that, and how has that been? I know it's been in the second year.
Yeah, it's because the VP has seen a lot of SMEs, you know, in going around for the clinics, and he's seen a lot of creative minds. He's seen a lot of very diligent people with their businesses. And you see, we thought, why not create a reward system for people that play by the books? You know, so that this might further inspire or motivate other people to do likewise. And that's necessitated why the awards were launched last year. You saw how huge it was this year. And the awards is even going to be even bigger next year, because the plan for the awards are that they are going to be the biggest MSME reward system that you can find in the continent or even any part of the world. That is the vision for the awards. When they mention the National MSME Awards anywhere in the world, you would have people wishing that they could apply to win an award, or they could apply to be a part of it. You know, it's growing in an organic manner.
The next round of MSME clinics are going to begin in a matter of weeks.
Correct.
I understand that's going to be in Kebbi State.
Correct.
So tell me why you're going to Kebbi and what's going to happen there. What can MSMEs there expect?
Why we are going to Kebbi? Because Kebbi is a state in Nigeria. It's one where His Excellency has said, Mr. President has said we should go round to the 36 states of the nation. So Kebbi is one of the states in Nigeria, and that's why we're going to Kebbi. It's their turn now. We're supposed to have Kebbi some time back, but it clashed with the Salah holidays, so we had to postpone. Now, what should MSMEs expect? Kebbi is an agricultural state, so MSME should expect a lot of agricultural activities during the MSME clinics in Kebbi. That's one. Now, on our own part, MSME should also seize the opportunity to take advantage of the NAFDACs of this world, the SON, the BOI, NEPC, all the federal government agencies coming, ITF, DBN. MSME should come and take advantage of all that they can, all that these agencies can provide for their businesses. You know, all these agencies have a lot to offer some of these SMEs. They're not even aware of them. So they should take advantage of, not just the SMEs, the state itself should seize opportunities to take advantage of what's positives they can get from any of the federal government parastatal coming for clinics.
All right, so this idea of the MSME clinics, you still have to carry states along because
Yes.
those exercises are going to be domiciled in their states. What's been the level of cooperation from the state level and state governments?
Yeah, the clinics, the shared facilities, and one-stop shops. That's most of the states are really required to play certain roles. The level of cooperation has been fantastic. Most states have played whatever role they've been required to play seamlessly, and we've not had issue with any states in any of our activities. Should it be clinics, should it be shared facility, or the states are usually happy and honored to play whatever role the federal government needs them to play in ensuring that SMEs are better off. It's been fantastic working with the states, basically.
All right, so you have another 4 years ahead of you, maybe 3.5 years now. So what should we look out for?
Okay, what Nigerians and SMEs should look out for is an improvement in the SME space. What the vision of the government is, where an SME wakes up and do not have to worry about certain things. An SME wakes up and shouldn't have to worry about running generator from morning till night, and that eats into their profits. You know, an SME wakes up in the morning and wants to register a business. It shouldn't take 3 months. You know, that's already improved now because CAC, with CAC now you can register your business within 2 days, a day in some cases. Now, an SME wants to register for NAFDAC number. It shouldn't take 6 months. You know, within a week, 3 weeks, 1 month tops, an SME should be able to register for their business. An SME has an issue with SON. It shouldn't take 3 months to fix that issue. They scale it up, SON gets the issue, and they're able to fix it almost immediately. You know, once things like an SME wants funds, they need money for their businesses, and they're able to walk into any bank, access that fund, and do not have high blood pressure on how they are going to pay that money back. You know, because the terms are fair to them and fair to the people they're collecting the money from.
The federal government begins the second round of activities to establish MSME clinics, one-stop shops, and shared facilities across the country, as you have heard on the program today from the Special Assistant to the President on SMEs, Mr. Tola Johnson. The next stop on the next level round would be on Thursday, September the 12th in Kebbi State. So if you are an MSME operating in Kebbi State, come out and take advantage of the MSME clinics and sundry interventions. What's more, His Excellency the Vice President, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, will be there. And guess what? You'll have the opportunity to interact with the Bank of Industry and initiate loan-related procedures right at the venue. Don't miss out. For questions or queries on how you too can be a beneficiary of the Bank of Industry's intervention funds, feel free to tweet at me at KAY Alayode or at the Bank of Industry at BOI Nigeria. You can also visit their website at boi.ng or any of their branches closest to you. Feel free to apply for a loan online. Simply download the BOI SME Loan app from the Google Play Store and follow the instructions. Now, previous editions of the program are all available on demand on youtube.com. Simply type BOI Weekly in the search area, and there you go. That will be our package for today. Many thanks for watching. I'm Aide. Bye now.